Hi, Jen. Thank you for doing this with us. We're so excited to talk to you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of
I see
course.
we all got the black memo today.
I know. We were just, I know. Sam and I were just saying we're literally matching with, and especially our white. Like at least you have a beautiful background. We have
well, your background is very dynamic, which I'm very down with. We have a lovely red wall here. So Jen, I'd love to just dive in. It looked like it was so much fun to cook with your sister. I would love to hear a little bit more about that. And I'd also love to, if you watch the episode, just to hear how fun it was to watch her absolutely tear into that yellow pie with her fingers.
My sister Jessica does not cook at all, and it's been the running joke in our family. Like, Jessica doesn't even know how to boil water. So the fact that the producers called her to come and cook with me is amazing. And, my family, like, we go all in. So when she's at the table trying to describe whatever she was eating, which she had no idea, she's like digging in. She's like, Jen, I'm like a crazy animal here. She's like, I'm digging. You look at her fingers, they're covered in oil and like the chimichurri sauce. And she just didn't care. She was like, I'm going to figure out what this is for you so we can win. And she was just, she was all about it. I think like my favorite line was like, I have one fork and one wine glass. And I'm like, cool. I don't care about that.
I was so impressed at how into it she got. I mean, she like really, really went at it for you. I mean, she wanted you to win desperately. I like that. That family bond.
And she told me, she's like, Jen, she's like, I totally forgot the cameras were there. She's like, I realized, she's like, I'm digging at the plate. I look at my hand and I look up and the camera guy is like this, like zooming in, like super tight. She's like, I got so embarrassed, but I just start like cracking up and I didn't like care. So it was hysterical. Really great.
I thought that challenge was so fun, and I thought the elimination challenge was so fun. I mean, I wanted to ask you. It's interesting because unfortunately, you went home, but you went home on a dish that you stood by and were very proud of, which I think is. I mean, does that make it easier? Does that make it more difficult? It's like at least you're able to go out on your sword and say, I'm proud of what I made here. But does that make it a little bit more difficult?
I'm glad I didn't do something where it was a complete disaster and I'm like, oh man, like, but at least if I did something where that was a huge failure, I'm like, well, yeah, that really sucked and I deserve to go home. Right. This time I'm like, all right, I could have tweaked this. I could have done this differently. But I still liked it. And honestly, that's what this whole season is about. It's really hard. You have really good chefs there and everybody I think is going to go out on a dish that is really good. And it's just the way Top Chef is. Everyone goes home except for one.
Well, I was struck by that. I think most of all in last night's episode about how strong everybody was. I mean, like, I was like, how are they going to pick somebody? I mean, they were so nitpicky. Obviously, it was like, oh, Jen had too much ginger. I mean, that's literally what is sending people home is these like really small nitpicky things. Everybody's so good.
Yeah, everybody is like, it's just like every single one you're like, did I win? Am I in the top? Am I in the bottom? Am I in the middle? Like, you look around and we're tasting, we all taste each other's food whenever we can. And we're like, you taste them and you're like, damn, that's good. Damn, that's good. Damn, that's good. Did anybody like really mess up here? And like, everyone's like, no big mistake this time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Also, I don't mean to be too nosy, but it feels like whatever is behind you right now could have been like a product that somebody sold last night. You have like all these wonderful jarred goods. Like, I'm so jealous of where you are.
Lovely preserves.
So this is my house. This is my kitchen in my house. And so my fiance Billy and I, he's a chef also. That's why I'm like, you could have brought Billy, but Jessica
that would be huge.
I know Jessica made much more better TV, and like it was an awesome memory. Billy and I work together every day, but we shoot videos and everything. And these are some of my preserved like oranges. I have preserved lemons. I have pickles, a whole bunch of like spice mix, plenty of salt. So yeah.
Enough salt for the apocalypse, it looks like.
Oh yeah, for more preserves and pickles. I'm ready to go.
Exactly.
Speaking of fantastic food, we know that, of course, you're unfortunately forced to close your restaurant, Spice Finch.
Yeah.
We're wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about the current state of things, where you guys are right now, and what people can do to help you out for when we're finished with this.
Yeah, I mean, right now we are completely dark at Spice Finch, and there's still so many unknowns. And I set up a relief fund for my team where all the proceeds are going directly to them. So if you go to GoFundMe.com and search for Spice Finch Family Relief, you can donate there and help out. Or you can buy a gift card. But right now, where my partners and I are looking at, do we open back up within the next couple weeks and do some sort of market, get takeout going again, do something like that. I've also partnered up with a bunch of different chefs across the city of Philadelphia for an initiative called Save Philly Eats, where I'm selling dinners in people's homes, obviously like in the future when it is safe to do that again, and getting, like buy now, plan for the future. So if you go to SavePhillyEats.com, you can see not only mine, but past Top Chef winners like Nick Elmy's on there. And a whole bunch of different chefs. You can help them out and support them that way. Go to jamesbeard.org, donate there. There's so many things that I've thrown myself in to get involved with to help our community. Go to SavePhillyRestaurants.org and sign the petition so you can help like Philadelphia restaurants get, figure out the PPA, like all the small business loans we found out this morning are completely depleted. There's so much unsureness, and all of the undocumented workers that we have in our kitchens, whether people want to admit it or not, it's a real thing, and they can't get the unemployment. They're the ones who are really struggling the most right now. So I've just been staying in touch with as many of them as possible and trying to help out in any way that I can. We gave all of like our perishable food and our dry goods to them to take home. So when we do reopen, it's how do we reopen? How do we like get all of our inventory back up? Who comes back? Is everybody going to come back? Did people move out of the state because they had to move home with their families? We just don't know. And it's just the whole like retraining. You're reopening a restaurant basically completely all over again if you don't have your whole team coming back. That is if we can even afford to have the whole team come back, even with the help. So I don't know. It's been an emotional roller coaster, and trying to work through all of the policies and to like get on the phone with my congressman. I've been doing that with a whole bunch of other chefs in Philadelphia too. We've been talking to our congressmen, our senators, our mayor, and just stating what we need. And, that still has to continue. And we need the help of everybody, not just the voices of the restaurant community, but everybody. So do whatever you can for your favorite restaurants, please.
I know, absolutely. Everybody go help Jen and everybody in Philly and restaurants wherever you are. It's such a crazy time. Well, on a bit of a lighter note, I would love to know, especially with two chefs in the household, what have you been cooking at home during this crazy time?
Besides preserves.
Yeah,
besides preserves and pickles, we cook a lot of potatoes.
I was just telling Sam I made potatoes for breakfast for myself this morning. Yeah, I'm right with you.
Billy, he made potatoes the other day, and he's like, I'm gonna make my healthy French fry, and he just made potatoes, but he put like Berber spice and harissa. But we've been cooking that. We've been doing a lot of stews. I've been making I made big batches of sauces, so it's easy for me to like get together. So I have like a jerk sauce made. I made a large batch of curry. I made soups, so it's just like easy figuring out, hey, do I want rice today? Do I want beans? Do I want chickpeas? And we've been doing a lot of juices. So, my ginger and lemon, I have a whole case of lemons, literally next to me, and 5 pounds of ginger. So, for me, I still order from all of my local vendors. They're all pretty much delivering to people's houses now. So I'm getting what I would get in the restaurant, and I'm just getting it delivered to my house now and supporting them because they also need the help. But it's just all right, cool. Now I have so much stuff to work with, and I don't have to worry about going to the grocery store.
That's amazing. That sounds great. I know. I wish I could come over and invite myself over for some of this stew and the soup. That sounds incredible. I can't having two chefs in the house. It just must be a dream.
It's fun, and we both like to cook different things. Sometimes I cook a lot more sweet stuff. I just made, which is one of our favorites. I made a huge batch of coconut tapioca pudding, and we have a pineapple ginger, right? Pineapple ginger jam that we put on top of it. And like we made these gluten-free oatmeal and chocolate cookies the other day. So like we have a lot of cooking, and we start laughing. We're like, okay, what do we do? Wake up, make a mess, clean up, make a mess, clean up. That's been like our motto like every day.
I think that's all of us. That's certainly what my household has been like. It's just like a mess 4 times a day. It's like, how did this happen again?
Exactly.
It's mostly cleaning, but Daniel and I will expect our care packages of tapioca pudding and whenever you're ready to do that. We'll take a salt too if you got some salt.
Yeah, whatever.
I got that.
Whatever you got laying around. Well, Jen, we thank you so much for your time. It was so much fun to watch you this season. It was just as much fun, honestly, to watch your sister plow through that fish. I have to tell you.
I think we need a show of our own. Just start describing everything.
Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Time, right?
Yeah, it would be so fun.
Yeah, well, best of luck with everything moving forward. We'll support. I hope everybody supports, all this stuff that you talked about earlier. And it's a tough time, but we're all going to get through it, right?
Yeah, we have to. That's the whole, never give up attitude and find the positivity, find the light.
That's right. Just like Rocky, right?
That's right. Really forever.
All right, Jen, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take care. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.